the temperature would be almost similar. But the average temperature is cooler by about 2 to 3 degrees Celsius.
Yeah. That's
Because the minimum prevails over a longer period of time.
Very big. Yes. They all completely for Do you, Mr. President, do you receive television here? Oh yes, of course. Yes, of course. But that is of course important. So you are linked to the world.
Yes, of course.
And then there is CNN.
CNN.
Yes.
You don't get that.
Yeah.
You don't get CNN here?
No.
In fact, they made an offer, but I think technically probably it will take them some more time to give coverage to a smaller space like Muzaffarabad. But they did make an offer that
Actually, I didn't know that Muzaffarabad is not covered by CNN.
only it's Islamabad and about 20,
It's only up to Gujar Khan.
25 miles.
Of course, everybody is free to buy a dish antenna,
Yes.
which costs a little bit, but
26,000 or 28,000 rupees
Yes.
Pakistani made it.
Yes.
Gone up. Even they are now charging 50,000.
and then you receive it.
Yes.
At least you could have
Because
one.
during the war there was some
Yes. Yes.
incentive to see
Yes.
it.
Yes. Normally, I don't take the time out. It is just
It's too much of a repetition in that.
yes. That is.
Prime Minister नहीं आ रहे?
Yes.
Prime Minister नहीं आ रहे?
Not well. He's not well.
He's not well.
He's in bed since morning. He went about 12 o'clock or so. He's going to bed.
This is not Pakistan, Mr. President, or is it?
Well, it's both ways. it's Pakistan in the sense that we are connected in almost every aspect of life with Pakistan, and we depend entirely on Pakistan.
Yes.
Very adjacent, you see, and the river, economy, culture, defense, everything is interconnected.
But legally,
But
it is
constitutionally, we're not a
special
part.
status.
No, it doesn't have any status. We see it is a separate entity altogether.
Yes.
I mean, it's not a part of Pakistan constitution.
Yes.
It is linked with the government of Pakistan through the Azad Kashmir constitution.
Yes.
That's
I
right.
have been told that you are the Maharaja and President Ishaq Khan is the Viceroy.
I don't know how you can explain that.
No, that from a legal point of view, you are in the place of the former administration of the Maharaja.
That's right.
And that it is the oversight of all of it is in Islamabad,
Yes,
exercised
yes.
by the government of the President.
Like the British government.
So you are the Maharaja.
The word Maharaja is not applicable, otherwise, of course, I represent the state.
But it gives a lively idea of what
that's right.
it's symbolic.
Yes, it's
of
symbolic.
Of what it's. So if the President writes, the German ambassador has said, President Qayyum is the Maharaja. It splashes all over.
You'll bring me under criticism all over the world.
No, it's no criticism. No. There's no criticism.
No, the word Maharaja, you see, not the status, but the word Maharaja is not applicable to our society.
No, that is for sure. It is meant that way. But one understands. I was explained the legal situation of country, and
it's an anomalous position, as a matter of fact.
We are, sir, a disputed territory.
Yes. And that is the best way to put it, you see. It's a disputed territory.
And we are awaiting the implementation of the United Nations resolutions.
yes.
which you also are a signature.
Yes. Well, I would hope
After
that
having solved the Gulf crisis, now I think it's time to look this way. At this stage, you are in a position now to improve.
I would hope so. I would hope so.
Moreover,
This
what has happened in Germany last year
Yes.
is a source of great inspiration for the people of Kashmir and North. They also look forward to events happening.
To a reunion, you said, reunification.
Yes. We, by the way, we no longer speak. We all the time we have been speaking of reunification, and now we no longer use the word.
Mrs. Khurshid, she is the wife of our secretary.
She must have been feeling lonely.
Oh, this is very comfortable. This is very, very, very.
Yes, you were saying something about reunification.
Yes, because it is a completely new status. It is not. If it were reunification, we would establish the old status and old things, and we want to get away from it and steer into the future. And that also we have renounced 1/3 of our territory. This was annexed by Soviet Union and Poland after the World War. And we have renounced it. We have recognized it. And we have put our signature under it.
Yes, that's right.
So that there is people now have a clean sheet and can look into the future. And this is for good. It is something which hardly anybody has noticed in the world, that together with this unification, has been the ceremony of renouncement of a large chunk, 1/3 of our territory. And but there are no regrets left. We have to look forward and not backwards.
You should develop on your Europe theory, you become one
Yes.
large state, that
Yes.
these things will become irrelevant.
Yes, we hope. Yes, we hope so, and particularly true also for the East European countries, like Poland and Czechoslovakia,
Yes.
and Hungary and Bulgaria. We want them to become democratic, free nations with which we can have intense intercourse. We want them to become part of our European community. And we want to play an active role in this game. We've had too many wars,
Yes, sure.
and
In which way do you think Union of Soviet Republics is headed?
it is difficult. Of course, this is a period where they first have more liberty and the beginning of democracy, and there are lively discussions. In the old times, there was one man to dictate it. Now, there is more freedom, and of course, it is not. They're all not all agreed that one is steering in that direction, the other in that. But that is a normal thing with democracy and with a country which emerges after dictatorship for well, they have had it for all their times.
After this referendum which they've had, there is, as you must have seen, discussed in papers all
Yes.
over the world, there is a feeling that perhaps they revert to a hard line again.
Yes. Well, nobody can know, because there is the fear that the military would take over. But they are very much hesitant, because how can they get out of that mess? And how can they take the responsibility to do so? They are shying away from it. They are not used to it. Also, there is the tradition of subordination of military on the government. Yes. So I don't think so. Nobody really knows what will happen.
Well, there are only two ways, I think, possibly. One is reverting to a hard line, and as you just now said. And the second one is, of course, leaving things to their own natural course, to drift or fall apart and get divided into a number of independent states.
Yeah.
Then perhaps there's no third choice left.
I don't think that these states would be viable.
They will not.
They have
to have some sort of union.
They have to have a union.
I see.
I think
A loose union.
a loose union, looser than has been in the past. But nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Yes.
There's this nightmarish idea that millions and millions of people would come to the West and cross the frontier, or hungry and looking for shelter and leaving. We have had I think it was in 27 or 28, we have had this big famine in the Soviet Union, where in the Ukraine alone, several million people starved from death. It's almost forgotten, and Stalin would keep his hand over it and not let the world know, but that is several million people starved to death, and it's always possible.
I believe that the agriculture production this year in Soviet Union has been slightly more than the previous year, but still there is almost a current condition. Has the delivery system really broken down, or what really has happened about the food situation?
Yes, I think, yes.
You can say that the production is more.
The organization is breaking down. Communication, organization, transport, incentives to distribute. It's a funny thing to have a record harvest and not enough to eat.
Yes.
This is what is happening.
Yes.
I wonder how UK, which has been all along trying to delay the reunification.
Oh, Germany?
Yes. And they have been in a very subtle manner. They have been opposing.
I see.
Let us say they have been a little bit less. Their lady prime minister had been at a time a little bit less influence.
But Mr. John Major is also following.
Yes, but I
He
think
is on the same thinking.
yes.
And I doubt if, even in this Gulf issue, there was a point of difference between Bonn and London. And,
Well, very much so.
yes.
We militarily, we have not taken part. We have not been part of the coalition. We did not send any troops, as the British or French or Italian have done. Even the Dutch and the Belgian. We have not sent any troops. We have gone.
No, sir,
We
a
have
degree of enthusiasm, I should say.
Yes.
The Germans are not so enthusiastic about the Allied approach.
We are a war-tired nation. We have had too many wars. People do not like wars.
Yeah, but how are you going to meet this requirement of an emerging power in Germany? I mean, that has to be adjusted somehow. And how are you
Let
going to?
others do wars. We
I don't think. You see, the power itself, power by itself, requires expansion. I mean, whether it's cultural, whether it's moral, whether it's intellectual, political, whatever it is. But some sort of you cannot contain it within itself. And that is what is being felt all around by almost all people.
Mr. President, we want to be a major force of cooperation.
All right, good enough.
We want to bring the people together. This is an immense task to do.
Yes.
And it needs patience and continuous work. This is what we want to do. So let us keep out of the worst. Let others do what they think.
Yes, but your economic power, you see, it cannot remain within itself. It has to expand, for example.
Well, there is so much in economic cooperation also to be done. We have said that our financial strains at the moment are enormous because of East Germany and East Europe. We maintain the same level of economic cooperation with the Third World. This is also one of our resolves, to be a peaceful, cooperative nation. And this has been wholeheartedly shared by all the people. There has been no people in Europe which has been, or you can know it by public opinion polls, are more against the war than the Germans.
Right. Much talk is going on about the choice of the permanent members of the Security Council. I mean,
Yeah.
the change that has started in a few years to come.
Yeah.
Possibly there could be a
Yes.
change, and Germany might get its proper due place in the
Yeah.
community session. I mean, it could only be recognized.
We are not so keen.
But it's going on, the talk is going on.
Yes, there's talk going on. Time will come, time will show.
So you can't stop evolution, you see.
No.
It has to evolve.
You're right, Mr. Bird. You're right. Well, we'll give our share to it, what is ours, but we will not rush it. We feel it is not proper.
Yes, so that's a good idea. That will allay many fears you see around.
Of course, the United Europe, an economic challenge to the American continent.
I'm hesitant to call it a challenge, but I think it is one of the centers of the world economic power. So I would not consider it a challenge, because in economics you have to cooperate to flourish.
Sure.
I always wonder, people are speaking about the trade war or economic war going on between America and Japan. There's no war. Exchange.
It's a rather friendly rivalry.
Competition.
Competition.
Friendly
Yeah.
rivalry.
But everybody depends on his neighbor. You cannot flourish if you can't export or import. You have to do it. And exports must be at the level of imports. And you need your neighbors for that purpose. So it is not war, which is for distraction.
No.
It is ripe for mutual benefit. But people see it often in a different way. I always feel offensed when people speak of economic wars.
Not economic wars, but a sort of a scramble for markets where the raw material is produced. Yes. Especially in the Middle East.
The oil.
Yes, the oil.
Yes.
And South Asian subcontinent, where the market is.
Yes.
Then the East
Yes.
and the Southeast, ASEAN
Yeah.
land.
Yes.
So these are 2 or 3 blocks where, let us put it in another way, a sort of a healthy competition would be there. But these healthy competitions do result in something else, as the history shows. Because the North Sea oil, is barely enough for the next 10 to 15 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Europe, of course, has to depend on the Middle Eastern oil.
Yeah. That is true. That is
And for any economic power to ignore oil, it would be disastrous.
disastrous. I always wonder how short-sighted governments can be, not looking into the future. Oil should cost much more. It is so precious that one thinks it's often wasted.
But during all this